Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and we're back with Married at First Sight.
We sure are.
This is Season 20, Episodes 13, 14, and 15. The Breaking Point, Stay or Say Goodbye, and the Tables Have Turned.
You know, thinking back on these 3 episodes, I feel like this was kind of a transitional phase of episodes.
I think so,
we're getting close to the end. It was kind of an ending for one couple here in this set, but it just didn't really feel like we learned a whole lot. There's still people who are trying to like navigate through, you know, kind of the BS where they are in their relationships right now.
I mean, there's still some surprises coming out of left field.
Oh, there are.
Yeah.
There are. It's just not as big. I think like the last 3 episodes were like, whoa, this was like a lot of stuff. Things were happening, popping off.
Now, by the end of this episode, they're about a week out from Decision Day, but we still have 5 episodes to go for this whole thing to be over.
But that includes like the couple's retreat too. So then sometimes that ends up being like an episode and a half or 2 episodes just for the retreat itself.
I hope things pop off there.
So yeah,
I have hope for it.
Do you think, well, I guess, yeah, let's start in with Nick and Courtney right out the gate, because my question was going to be something pertaining to Nick and Courtney in the next drop of episodes, but I guess we'll see, because, yeah, we're left with Jimmy Neutron and Courtney. Things are not going not going as planned, not going well. It's not
bad and only getting worse.
Pretty much.
I feel kind of stupid because at the end of the last episode, we did our ranking of the couples and who we thought was going to be the one who was gone.
Yes.
By the end of these 3 episodes.
Well, we ended up on Devin and Caitlin.
I know. We put Courtney and Nick in the second slot.
We said close second. So if it was on our bracketology, you know, if we were doing special forces and they were second to last, I'm okay with that. Second to last, we were pretty much right on there, you know, right in that zone. I keep forgetting that Courtney's only 28. She seems like 45 years old to me.
Well, yes. And also she keeps reminding Nick how old he is.
Yeah.
Even though he's only a couple of years older than her.
Right. And that she's so like progressed beyond him and like is so much more mature than him.
That might be the most delusional thing that Courtney has said while she's been on this show.
That was pretty scary to hear her talking about her emotional intelligence level and how Nick has no idea what's going on.
She has way surpassed him.
Yes.
It's not even a fair match.
Yeah. Incompatibility to the max there when it comes to that.
I was upset about whoever served her the coffee that she had before we saw this first scene.
Oh, boy.
Because she is talking even faster than she normally speaks, which is already hard to keep up with.
Yeah. Chatterbox, but like on...
She says a whole lot of nothing.
She keeps going. Mm-hmm. She just is relentless. It's mostly, it's a quantity, not quality sort of an interaction that happens too. But I don't like when she speed ramps through where she'll try to like get through a sentence where she isn't saying anything. So she just kind of trails off halfway through, kind of like glossing over that at a high level, and then shifts gears right into another sentence that still isn't really contributing too much. But
then she'll double back on something that she already just said.
We're circling around and
try to re-explain it or rephrase it.
She's just spinning her tires more often than not, conversationally.
Well, I'm like, no wonder Nick never gets to share anything about himself.
I mean, kind of, but then also you constantly have Courtney berating him about, why don't you tell me things about yourself? This felt like a confrontation. It shouldn't have been a confrontation. It ends up being a confrontation. But this is like Courtney pulling a gun on Nick and being like, why don't you feel comfortable? Feel comfortable now.
You should feel comfortable around me. Why don't you?
You should feel comfortable. We're married.
I'm so accepting.
You can't force that. So like,
there's a real softness when we interact. I have a flirtiness about me.
A warmth.
A flirty warmth.
A warmth. No, you don't. So like, I think that's the part, is that she's getting frustrated with all of his shortcomings as a husband. Seems to reflect some of the, like, she doesn't allow space for him to bring his authentic self.
Well, he points that out later because when they were in the car, they actually flashed back to this in the episode where he made that joke about let's boogie before they went to her. It wasn't her grandma's. It was going to see her family. But then she said, "You're like my grandma."
That was something that my grandma used to say. So don't ever say that again.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay. Well, that was me bringing some of my authentic self. It's that meme where it's like coming out of the box, you know, Nick is like, oh, here. And then getting squashed back into it. Because it's just, well, yeah, it's hard to get somebody out of their shell when anytime they do dip a toe outside of that to try to reveal more of their authentic self, you just squash it immediately.
Well, that's what she's been doing. And not even just squashing it. It's like, you're giving me the ick when you be yourself. So don't do that again.
Don't do that. But then also, why aren't you yourself around me? So it's setting up these...
I'm exhausted by this dynamic. So I'm actually happy that they don't progress beyond the first therapy session.
Well, it's setting up impossible scenarios. So like there is no way that Nick can do anything right then. Because is he being his authentic self, or is he accommodating? Or
I think he realizes that in this first conversation that they're having.
Yeah.
This is when they're only ever talking when she's doing her makeup. Have you noticed that?
Hair and makeup. A lot of hair and makeup combos.
It's like she's being held captive because she can't go anywhere.
Well, she's
stuck talking to him.
She's going to be doing something. The amount of texting that is happening in these apartments, I don't get it. Where it's like she'll text him, good morning.
Right, they're in the same place.
They live in the same apartment, to my understanding. There are multiple couples because Courtney's friends with Caitlin and Devin, and they seem to be on the same wavelength for a lot of stuff. I feel like a big part of their lack of attraction in their male counterparts on this show, they haven't really come to terms with it yet, but it's like there's an emotional level. Like if Nick is in touch with his emotions and Devin is so in tune with his emotions, they don't find those as masculine qualities as they would define. So it's just, I think there's a point to that because like later when we get to Caitlin, she talks about how she's been really leaning into the masculine side of herself. Right.
And so I do think that they feel like, how come I'm more masculine than my husband?
Right.
Because they're defining it through toxic masculinity.
Yeah. So like there's a big red flag with a lot of those interactions too. But Courtney just doesn't communicate well either. She thinks she's the best communicator because she's constantly talking.
High EQ, but then she instantly gets defensive the second that Nick throws anything out that's negative about the way she's been acting.
Well, it's mostly like he'll answer with his experience of how he's been experiencing this relationship. And Courtney does not like that because then that reflects poorly on her. So she does not take to that very well. And she gets immediately defensive of, well, it's your fault because you're putting me into these situations where I don't feel comfortable. So then if I'm not comfortable, then you're not comfortable. Because Nick's talking about like, I can't even walk into a room and like occupy the same space without feeling just like a dread. I'm not accepted there. I'm not wanted. Those types of things.
She'd be more comfortable if he hadn't walked into the room.
Right. But then at the same time, she's like, well, why can't we spend time together? Why don't you feel comfortable around me? Well, because I think he can read that you're getting annoyed when he comes around you. Like, I don't personally like Nick. Okay? Like, this is my thing. I'm not here to defend Nick outright. The problem is Courtney is so terrible that she has me feeling bad for Nick. Like, I would have been happy ripping Nick to shreds about how he was here with the worst intentions. He's just here to be on TV. He's just here for the show. I would have loved to have recapped things like that. That's not what we got. That's not how this went.
No, and I actually think that Nick is being done dirty by editing to a certain extent.
This is interesting, though, because people were trying to defend Courtney, saying that she was getting a bad edit. And it's like, I don't see how that's really playing out. Because most of the problems that we're seeing with Courtney, we're hearing it from Courtney.
It's her own words.
It's her.
That's the problem. If you don't
expressing.
say the words, they don't have it.
Yeah.
So especially the things that are really annoying me about her is that whenever she gets really hyped up and upset, she starts saying, fuck this, fuck that, fuck that. And I'm like, that's not the way she normally speaks.
Right.
So it's a very obvious turn in the conversation because she's getting angry. And that's making me uncomfortable.
Okay. Yeah. It's like a character switch. A flip. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, who are you? Are you that person?
Right.
And you've just been like suppressing it this whole time and it comes out when you're frustrated?
Well,
I don't know.
That's kind of what Nick is asking too. Because he's like, there are times where we have a good time together. Like when we did pickleball and we had our double date with Adam and Marissa. That was like fun. But it was fun when Adam and Marissa got there. Because when it was just you and me warming up, very uncomfortable. Not fun. So like
she became herself when her soulmate arrived.
When Adam showed up. Yeah, that's her takeaway. Is she was like, interesting.
I'm more myself around Adam.
That's good to know. I'll be sure to keep that in mind for the reunion. Yeah, like we'll have to talk about that a little bit
I don't
more.
think he's interested in Courtney at all.
Oh,
I think
Adam?
Courtney's interested in Adam. Adam's not interested in Courtney.
No, yeah. Adam, I don't think so. I don't think he'd be interested in her.
Mm-hmm. Very fine line between a woman who can keep up with him and then like he won't like that she's a bodybuilder.
Oh, okay.
You know, she's maybe a little bit more intense than even he is.
Okay. Yeah, something tells me that Adam would just he'll get annoyed with whoever he's with for different reasons. So like for Marissa, she's not involved enough. But then if he was with Courtney, he'd be like, oof, she's like way too involved.
Too much. Dial it back.
Like I
need to be the extreme one in the relationship.
Yeah, like I go to 100. I don't need somebody doing 110 on top of that. Definitely not. Because I think we talked about that a little bit before. Because if we ended up with Nick and Marissa together, it's like the blind leading the blind, where they would just both be trying to over accommodate each other.
Around.
And then Courtney and Adam together would be, just off the rails manic episodes.
So you want to go to the group therapy? So this is recommitment day. They've just rebranded it.
Kind of. Yeah.
Because at the end, when they talk to each couple, they pose the question of, do you want to continue in this experiment together? Yeah. Are you ready to recommit to being all in?
Well, I did
going full send.
Yeah, right. We were changing up a couple of different things because then, like recommitment day used to just be like old Married at First Sight, Lifetime version of Married at First Sight. It was like, this is the point where you still have to say yes. This is like the precursor to Decision Day, where we can build this up as like, oh my gosh, we had no idea that this was going to happen, that they end up saying no. Like, it's to set the stage for the second half of the story of what's going to be.
To kind of add to the stakes.
Yeah.
Because it's like we just watched them say that they want to keep trying.
Right. Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
So, like, I do like that this is not directly that. I mean, there were a couple of points, too, where Paul was very adamant about like that there was claims of emotional manipulation that were being thrown around. He was like, and if that was the case, like you guys would not be continuing to participate. Like we're drawing the hard line in the sand.
I gotta tell you, I didn't believe him when he said that.
No, you didn't buy that?
I was like, okay, thanks for trying to act like you would be ethical if it was happening, but the fact that it's not happening is your excuse to not have to act on it.
The sigh of relief for that.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of problematic couples.
Look at Sean. Sean and Nikki.
Yeah.
So don't act like, oh, if there was something going on here that we felt like someone was being manipulated, we would absolutely put an end to it.
So are Sean and Nikki...
Because it's more important that we commit to ethics than creating good reality television.
Yeah, that's not what I'm here for. My primary directive is forming these emotional connections with you guys. Are Sean and Nikki a plant then? Like, are they just dropped in?
I am so confused on what's going on with them at this point. I'm puzzled.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll talk about them later.
Let's go back to
group therapy.
And Nick.
Recommitment with Courtney and Nick.
So they walk in there just having come off of an argument, which is when he's saying, like, you invalidate me.
You invalidate me. And to which then she says, well, then why don't I fucking know you? Why aren't you comfortable around me? Why don't you talk to me more? And
also, I'm the emotionally intelligent one.
So
by a mile.
It's been a very empathetic day already. So yeah, let's go talk in group therapy for recommitment.
Nick was like, this is my out. No, I can't do another day of it.
I don't know.
I think he came in there already. Like, if someone offers me an exit, I'm taking it. I'm taking the off ramp.
He didn't jump at the opportunity. He was still looking to her to make the decision, which I think that was annoying her more. Because then she's like, oh my God, he can't even decide about this either.
I think Nick is way too in his head about looking like the bad guy. Because I'm sure he's wondering, what has she been saying about me?
Right.
In all of the private interviews that she's done. Mm-hmm. Because they seem to have very different experiences of the same situation.
They try to tell the experts that they're compatible as friends. There's a lot of just general mutual...
respect for another human being that you would have for an acquaintance.
Some shared interest points.
Coworkers.
Where we could coexist.
Yeah.
But like a romantic relationship,
Mm-mm.
Nah, not feeling that. No spark, no desire for that, not interested. And that's why it was like when he was talking about, I could see myself like staying until decision day because I feel like I'd learned some things about myself. Courtney did not like that because then she's like, what do you mean you'd stay for yourself? Well, fuck you. It's supposed to be about us, our marriage.
You don't seem interested in him. I understand why he feels like he's there and he's alone. So it's like, I could continue to do that for 2 more weeks.
Because it's the same as it was.
It's what I've been doing.
But like, what has he learned at this point? I would say nothing. I don't think he's really gleaned anything from this experience other than like, Courtney's really not nice to me.
I don't know. I wonder if he's learned that like it's a big problem in a relationship for him if somebody shuts him down. Okay. Because he withdraws.
Yeah. I hope he's made that realization. I don't know if he has. Because that's a realization that we have made.
Yeah. Well, part of the problem is we don't hear Nick express almost anything.
Oh. Mm-hmm. So I can understand Courtney's frustration.
Yeah.
In the fact that it's like, it is drawing blood from a stone.
It's like, is anyone in there?
Yeah. Hello. And I think that was why she was even more frustrated here, where it's like, dude won't even say, like,
it's a blank slate.
Fuck this. Like, I'm done. Like, no, he doesn't even do that.
You know what's funny? So later on, we have Caitlin make an accusation to Devin about like how he's been trying to elicit an emotional reaction from her.
Yes.
I think Courtney does that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because she's just trying to see like, okay, can I crack this veneer of him? And you can't. No. There is nothing that anyone has been able to say to him the whole time he's been here that shook him.
Unfazed. This man is just rock solid, but at a very low speed. He's slow and steady. Okay? She kept calling herself a slow burn. Disagree. Acquired taste. I think that was what she was trying to explain. She's an acquired taste. He's slow and steady. But like, that's it. That's his speed. That's what he does. He doesn't really have a high dynamic range.
He's Jim Clary.
No.
Clary. Clarinet.
No.
There was a clarinet in this episode. I didn't expect that.
There was Devin. Yeah. Different.
Yeah. So they're better as friends. I don't even think they're going to be friends.
I don't think so.
I will not stay in touch, Bo.
I will not stay in touch, Bo.
That was all I was thinking about.
Because, then they'll
never speak again.
They're asked the very pointed question, do you want to end your marriage today? Which Courtney has to say, yeah, I think that's probably the better call, so I don't murder this guy on camera. And so they're like, okay, well, say your goodbyes to everyone. And then they go stand out in the alleyway and argue a little bit more. Because Courtney's like, did you think that you gave this your all? You were really trying in this marriage? He's like, yeah, I mean, I think I tried, I was, there were attempts were made.
I'm pleased with my performance.
I'm good. He's sort of having the Tom Sandoval at the end of The Traitors. I didn't expect to be this good at it.
Yes.
But like, I am proud of myself for how well I did.
I will say, I would be proud if I was him of how well I did not reacting to her.
Yeah, because he did cry in the alleyway, and then she's like, "What? Now you're gonna cry? Now you're gonna show emotion after we just got divorced, basically, and decided to end things?" And he's like, "Well, I'm sad that it's like, it came to this, I guess." I think he was more relieved than sad at that point, where he's like, I just feel good that you're going to walk that way and I'm going to go that way.
Can't wait to wake up tomorrow and know that I'm alone in my apartment.
Marked safe from interacting with Courtney. I think that's what it's going to mostly be revolving around.
All of us.
Pretty much.
Because let me tell you, last week I posted Whose Side Are You On in the birthday extravaganza confrontation that happened between Devin and Courtney. The internet despises this woman.
I would say, to be fair, time and a place, Devin shouldn't have brought that up in the context of the birthday party last episode.
I'm going to tell you, I think that we had one person out of all the places that I posted asking about this.
Yes.
Who kind of said that.
Yeah.
And everyone else was like,
she's terrible. That's fine. I get it. I think that's my only thing that I would cut that back with for Devin was time and a place.
I agree. I'm just saying people dislike her so much.
She's earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's earned it here.
Which I kind of thought they weren't making it to the end, or at least that they weren't going to say yes on decision day.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Because of her Instagram profile. Because she has like an entire if you're new here and you want to know about me, and it's like a dating profile.
Yeah. It's set up.
She knew. Yeah. She went home and started figuring out what she was going to post on her Instagram so that...
It was the last thing she said on her interview. They said, is there anything else you want to, wrap up your final interview with?
She said, follow me on Insta.
No, she said, find me my next husband. Yeah, your next husband. And she feels like Black Widow vibes,
Oh.
This is the first of many. She's getting a taste for this now.
I would love to know what you think about Devin and Caitlin then. Let's go to them. Yeah. I am still upset about the fact that these two managed to have a miraculous conversation that has turned things around from the end of the last episode.
I'll credit most of this to Devin, probably. He's doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the relationship, I would say. So they go out to, was this dinner or was this at the wine place?
I think this was dinner.
I think he was eating. I think she was drinking. But is that this one I'm thinking of? Yes, because then he's asking her about her interests, her special interests. That
something that you could talk about for a long period of time.
Talk about extensively. She lists off...
The tutors.
We got... obviously, that would be Carly's court for that. She lists off very quickly Harry Potter, which we knew that from the last block of episodes, that yes, this is definitely something that she would be interested in. But then she throws out Taylor Swift, that tracks, and World War II.
I was like, say more.
What do
you know about World War II, Caitlin?
Please elaborate. The way that Devin did not. He reacted because he was like, what? The World War II? Do you think, where do you think her main expertise for World War II comes from? What would you say is the source of that?
That's a great question.
What is the basis of this?
Do you think she's really interested in military machinery?
Right.
Or do you think that she's studied D-Day?
She's a Holocaust denier is what I'm getting at.
Oh, no. I was just going to say maybe she reads a lot of historical fiction, but okay.
No, I was going a different route. Yeah, a little different route.
I think a lot of the people on this show have some real
do your own research vibes. Yeah, a lot of that energy in this group. Definitely.
His only interest is rugby because we get nothing else.
Yeah, because he was like, I could talk about rugby a lot. We figured
that's your job.
Rugby's your job. Yeah, a lot of people think my job is beach, is lifeguard, but it's actually just beach. So
I can't stop thinking that he could be a Ryan Gosling, an extra in a movie.
Oh.
It's more the voice.
Okay.
And sometimes the faces that he makes.
Sometimes not the hair. Not the hair.
No, they'll have to fix that.
No. Yeah, they'll fix it in post.
They can do that with movie magic.
Probably. I mean, it's not cheap. It's definitely expensive, and they're not going to want to do that. But if they got the budget.
Then he apologizes for kind of like putting her on blast in front of the group, even though that's not what he felt like he was doing, but that's how she interpreted it.
She felt like, I guess I can get it, where it's like, it felt like blindsided, where if you weren't going to bring that stuff up with me beforehand, I think Devin knows that he can't bring stuff up with Caitlin. I think she's incredibly defensive too.
Maybe if you were ever home, then we could have the conversation.
Because then that was the other thing that took me back, was he goes, oh, okay, so if I have stuff that I want to talk to you about, I'll be sure to send you a text or call you. You guys live together. You sleep in the same bed.
I'm telling you, that's how little they sleep in the same bed, not with the same blankets.
No, not with the same blankets. And with a pillow barrier in between.
She's gone in the morning, and she goes and gets her coffee, gets nothing for him.
That is just, you have a roommate then. That's a roommate. You're not married.
And not a good one.
No. Inconsiderate at best.
An inconsiderate college roommate.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is a co-ed dorm.
There was flags on the play. All over all this conversation. I was like, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. This is danger zone.
Well, and then this is where she accuses him of like starting arguments on purpose to try to bait her into reacting emotionally.
I think that Caitlin is in that same category as Courtney, is where she thinks that she's very emotionally intelligent and she has everything dialed in.
She listens to Taylor Swift lyrics.
Clearly. So she knows men's intentions before the man can even comprehend. And Devin's like, no, I'm pretty dialed in with what my motivations are for things and what my reasoning is.
I actually hate arguing. Yeah. I would prefer that we don't do it.
I don't like it.
And also, I would like if we can spend some time together at night.
What's wild to me...
That's all I'm asking for.
...is where it's like, for him, he says, if he brings stuff up, it becomes an argument. But I think that's because Caitlin gets defensive. So then they argue. Devin doesn't want to argue, but he does want to address the things that are going on.
I almost wonder if when he brings something up and wants to have a conversation, she sees it as an argument or frames it that way, because if she can shut down the argument, she doesn't have to talk about it.
Right. If you're wrong, then why are we even addressing this type of a thing? Like, she wants to invalidate his argument before they even get there.
Yeah, I think she just wants to stop the conversation altogether.
Right.
Because she seems to really love to avoid things.
Yeah.
Avoid him.
Oh, yeah.
Avoid talking about how things are going, about their feelings, their emotions.
Yep. A lot of that.
So then they have group therapy again. This is the recommitment day. Mm-hmm. And first of all, everybody is shocked that Courtney and Nick just walked out like that.
Well, it's weird to like watch a divorce happen right in front of you. Like to be in the room. With...
And then the experts are just like,
okay,
so who's up next?
Oh, right. Now that we got that out of the way. Like, who's up? Well, I'm still a little shook up from, the initial conversation that took place here.
Didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, I was not ready for that. So, but Devin and Caitlin, they did make strides. There was a lot of communication that happened for them. Caitlin opened up.
A lot of off-camera communication.
A lot of off-camera stuff. Yeah, things that were going on here.
She must have had a terrible ex.
Something.
Like someone fucked her up.
Who hurt her?
Yeah.
Like this was a very real conversation that took place.
Yeah, because he was like, you know what? The context added a lot of color for me.
Like how can you... I think she was projecting a lot of stuff where there was like this not safe ex that she had. And then Devin's not doing those things. But then if there is something that kind of looks like that, she's still treating it as if it is this toxic ex. Mm-hmm. So that's all very triggering for her.
I understand that, but what's frustrating to me is it doesn't sound like you were ready to come on a show where you're going to marry a stranger.
There are so many people in this group who seem to be in that camp.
Yeah. But I mean, especially if you had a really toxic relationship in your past and you feel like it's affected the way you interact with, people in relationships moving forward.
Let me marry a man that I've never met before then.
Yeah.
That's not good.
First of all, super risky.
Yes.
And then if you're not really like working through that on your own, you're obviously going to have issues.
Yeah. So like the good takeaway here, Devin now understands a little bit more of where Caitlin's coming from. He's able to adapt how he approaches her and interacts with her in those ways to, this just ends up accommodating her more though. So like this is just Devin accommodating Caitlin more than he already has been, because this dude is doing all the heavy lifting in this relationship.
Yeah. I mean, I think Nikki makes a point when she was like, you seem a little softer, Caitlin. Like, and I think she doesn't mean that in the way that Caitlin takes it, because then she starts talking about masculine energy. I think she means even like being more open to like physical touch, or just she doesn't seem as defensive as she was initially.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, in this session, it seems like that. But again, I think everything is kind of lined up for her at this point in the relationship. It's whatever makes her comfortable is how they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
So Devin has really accommodated, and that's what they then asked him about, because they were like, hey, we noted last group therapy session that you've kind of dimmed down, you're holding back on your full personality. He was trying to say that that's improved because now she is more accepting of that, but then she still doesn't laugh at his jokes, or like there's things that
I think like an example of softening up was when she was saying like, I like his witty jokes.
The witty ones. Yeah.
You know, like it's not that I don't like any jokes that he makes. It's just there's a specific type of humor that he has that I appreciate that one.
It's a tough crowd. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough to not get the laugh, though.
I don't know. I think it's better to have that feedback to understand where somebody's coming from than they just kind of like are completely closed off.
Right. So they're seeing, elements of there is a future together here. Possibility.
I think they're finally seeing what the experts saw in each other.
Right.
But whether or not they're going to be able to get over everything to be both genuinely happy in the relationship, I'm not sure.
I think that's going to be tricky. Yeah.
They have dinner with her dad.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad was like his number one fan after the wedding day, remember?
Oh, yeah. At the reception.
Number one critic before. And then after he met him and talked to him, he really was like, can I trade you?
Again, talking about bad edits, I think maybe her dad got a bad edit at the wedding to ask people if they have anything to say. And then he stood up and said something because it was prompted by the person who's running the ceremony, but then leave that part out. So it looks like he just stood up and wanted to say something and it was awkward. So it's
welcome to reality television production.
That's a bad edit. Yeah. Not Courtney's version of a bad edit. That is literally a bad edit. So those types of things. I mean, I was seeing some of that like emotional intelligence of Devin in Caitlin's dad. And then I think she was piecing that together too, was where she was like, oh yeah, like my dad does this stuff to accommodate with my mom and like their relationship. He's very considerate in all these ways. Like she was kind of piecing some of that stuff together too.
Okay. A couple of thoughts on that. If you've seen that modeled by your parents, I don't understand why when you have a relationship, you don't feel like you want to be considerate of your partner.
Right.
The other thing is I thought it was very telling that the first thing her dad opened up with was like, sometimes Caitlin gets in a mood and you're going to have to snap her out of it.
Yeah. Like when she's in a good mood, it's great. But when she's in a bad mood, it's real bad.
Prepare yourself.
So then it was like, oh, okay. Well, what if she's in a bad mood all the time?
I got to tell you, it feels like she doesn't really like me.
So far, it's been more bad than good. Mm-hmm. But like, I think there's elements of that too, where I think we saw that with like Cam and Michelle, where like Cam had a bad day and Michelle kind of pulled him out of it. Not like outside of his comfort zone or like forcing him to do stuff, but it was just like, let's go for a walk. Let's go, eat a snack outside, like have a little picnic snack thing and take the dogs for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
you're going to feel better after doing that. Like, you might not be in the mood for that. That's not something that you would have done.
Right, maybe you need a little change of environment.
But it's a push, but not like an overt sort of forcing you out of a comfort zone level. So I think maybe that's something that Devin can try to implement here. But again, that's putting stuff on him with her.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just waiting
mental
for
well-being.
Caitlin to do anything for him.
This is what I'm saying. Is what it's really coming down to, of just like consider this man who is considering you constantly.
She doesn't even say goodbye when she leaves the house. She just leaves.
That's something that they're working on. She said she's taking the steps to make sure that she doesn't just bail out of the apartment without telling him that she's leaving. I feel like that's, again, just inconsiderate roommate stuff. Because like, if you're a roommate, you don't need to tell me when where you're coming and going. That's fine.
Yeah. No,
right?
I understand being used to having your independence, so you don't feel like you need to alert somebody to every time you're going to go do something. But you do have a spouse who's home who like also wants to spend time with you.
Yeah.
So maybe you can be like, hey, I'm running out to the store.
Okay. And
I'll be back soon.
Do you want anything? Yeah. Do you want me to grab anything? There's another part of this too, where it's like a men's doesn't control me sort of overcorrection that might be happening. Because then this is what is so confusing for me with Caitlin and Courtney, is because I think they're both icked out by the fact that their husbands are not the traditional toxic masculine
They want
version.
someone super assertive.
They want an alpha male who's going to be doing all this stuff, why would he be in tune with his emotions and understand, these types of interactive or avoidance attachment styles or anything like that? Why would he be doing that? Because he's a man, sorts of approach to things. But then also simultaneously, they want a guy who's just going to like do whatever they want as well. Like,
or be okay with like their hyper independence.
Yeah. Or like, have them like, because if you're going for that, it's like, I don't think you read the terms and conditions of what you would be subscribing to.
It feels like those things don't really overlap.
It's like two completely separate relationships that you're trying to expect to happen in your relationship. But it's like, that doesn't make sense.
That's where it's like, have you really taken the time to think about what it is you want in a partner?
Right.
Or are you just assuming that whatever you believe is like societally acceptable of a man is what you want?
Right. Because that's not a great definition to go off of in the long run here. Definitely not. I think the other part of that too, there was another thing that I was thinking of. Oh, men's doesn't control me, of like intentionally, like if she's avoiding, like, I'm not going to tell him, I don't need permission to leave the apartment. It's not an asking permission thing. It's a general checking in with your partner to say, hey, I'm going out. I'm going to go do this thing, or I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to do whatever. Do you need something? Whatever. Yeah. It's just including them as part of whatever it is that you're doing. Like that's the teamwork element of it. And I think that's really missing on her part right now.
I mean, those things add up where it's like you wake up in the morning, she's already gone. She goes and gets coffee, doesn't bring anything home from you. She gets home from work, she decides she's going to go out again. You just discover she's gone.
She's gone.
She gets home, she takes a shower, she's ready to go to bed.
She's asleep.
I gotta wake up early tomorrow.
Yeah. Lights are off. Didn't say anything. It's like, well, what are we doing?
Do you have a partner? It doesn't feel like it.
Right. It feels too independent to be like considered a partnership.
Then they go to dinner.
Right.
The group dinner. This is like the very end of episode 3.
Yeah.
And she talks about how she's not planning on having sex before decision day.
Correct.
That this was another thing that felt like it was wrapped up in purity culture or something, where she was like, I don't do that with many people.
Right.
So I'm not going to be doing that before decision day.
Okay.
And then she got very defensive about it when everybody else at the table was like, I mean, we're all adults, and like, I think we all have like a desire to have a good sexual relationship with our partners. So no one else is saying they're not going to be doing that before decision day.
Like, intimacy is like a very big component of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So to just not explore that at all and then decide, yeah, we'll stay married. That's where people are like, I don't see how you can make that decision fully to say, yes, I would like to stay married without exploring that avenue, you know?
I think that's a personal thing for everybody.
Sure. But
I do think that she seems to have had, similar to Courtney, there's something in Caitlyn's past that I think is making her very hesitant of like moving forward in a relationship with Devin.
Right. Well, moving forward in a relationship with anyone, but
yes.
in particular Devin at this point in time. I think a lot of things about Devin where he knows what's going on. He can read her. He understands like the thought process of what's going on for things, or
which
where,
seems
the way
to be
she shuts down.
Her?
That it's scary. I think it's scaring her more than anything at this point. So like that's the big issue that we're faced with. I feel like this is another avoidance thing for her. This is another way for her to say, whoa, not doing that.
It's definitely another level of vulnerability with another person.
Correct. So, and I mean, that's crazy because like their wedding episode, we thought that they were going to bang that night.
Mm-hmm.
Like we thought that these two were just going to jump right in.
They seem to have like so much chemistry at the wedding.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they got into like living together,
less and less,
that was all downhill.
Because even the honeymoon was like kind of still there, but it was, they weren't increasing.
The more time they spent together, the more it became an issue.
Right. I think maybe the more burned out she got.
Yeah. I mean, to your point, your point.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think Devin is again being accommodating of her here.
Yeah.
Which you can't push somebody into having an intimate relationship with you, or you would be a Sean.
Don't tell that. Yeah, don't tell Sean that. But
I am questioning.
You can guilt people into it. I think that's what we learned.
It's just another area where Devin is compromising, and I think that I haven't seen her do much compromising.
It's going to add up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is where it's everything is geared for her. So like how much is left for Devin?
She also got really upset at that comment that he made, which it didn't sound good because he was suggesting like, look, if you're not going to have an intimate relationship with your partner, they're going to have a void and they're going to look somewhere else.
Well, I think what he was saying was like, as part of that staying married decision, if you don't explore that beforehand and then you make that decision and then you come to find out later, oh, there is incompatibility based on what we want in the realm of intimacy. Well, now there's a void there and you're going to look to, see how to fill that void. So it was like, maybe don't say that, especially when it was like, this was one of her big things this week, was talking about like a previous ex where she'd been cheated on, and there's all sorts
She took it as him saying, I would go cheat on you to go get what I need.
It's a pass for me then to do that if that's what we're talking about. I don't think Devin meant it that way.
Yeah.
I think that's how she perceived it.
I think she took a lot away from what he said as far as like making up a narrative.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Because again, I think she thinks that she knows what Devin means because she's assigning her own worst intentions to what he says.
I don't know what he meant, but I would hope that what he was trying to say was he would end that relationship because, you're going to look for someone who is able to, fit all areas of your life and what you're looking for. And if that's a big problem.
Or like, is that something that you would explore together as a couple? Do you then become non-monogamous? Do you become polygamists? I don't know.
We've seen a lot of that.
Like what is the exploration? Is this the
Felipe? Wait till Felipe learns about polyamory.
The BQ school of thought for BQ and Tamina as far as navigating these marital hurdles and the struggles that would be faced there? Maybe. But we don't know. Felipe was the one who was really hammering home the question, though, about how would you be able to make that decision?
Well, of course. Felipe's very worried about losing the spark, the passion.
The passion of the Felipe.
What if he can't fuck a bunch of women?
Yeah.
It's a very big deal to him, so he wants to see what Devin thinks of it.
And Devin, it finally says what we've all been waiting for someone to say in this series, which is, fuck you, Felipe. Like, for asking this question and for relentlessly going for an answer on this and not letting us get away from this conversation.
He did say it in like a joking way.
Kind of. At first, there was a realness to it. And then there were the laughs afterwards because it was like, oh.
Well, the group laughed.
Okay. But it's about time somebody said it. And I think there's a few other people at the table who should probably be saying it at this point too. Who
Tori
haven't.
Included.
Tori, mostly Tori.
Let's take a break and then we'll come back with Felipe and Tori.
All right, Felipe and Tori. Oh, man.
Man, 10 out of 10 episode for them.
This was
like,
good.
This is
what
I've been waiting for.
Yeah. Like, I was getting nervous in the last couple of episodes where she's at. Well, is she clocking this stuff? Because I think that's what we weren't sure about. Like, is she missing all of this? Come to find out, no, she is. She's keeping notes.
Taking notes.
Keeping track.
Reserving judgment. And now she's got enough data.
She's saving it up here because, she's calling her sister. She's making dinner. She's watching Felipe's mom's hairless cat on the couch who's here for a visit.
I like that she ended up with the responsibility of watching the cat.
Of course.
Yeah. Where's Felipe?
He's on his paper route or something. He's busy. He's got lots to do. Yeah, she's making dinner and watching the cat. Mm-hmm. This is some real domesticated stuff that's going on here.
She opens like the conversation with her sister saying, I don't know, Felipe had like a whole mental thing at dinner.
A whole like mental thing.
Yeah.
A mentee
it wasn't good.
Oh, he just started talking about, really missing the single life. Out there shaking booty, making sweet love all night long,
Her sister is so disgusted to hear that this is what this man has turned out to be.
Her sister was like, oh, no, that didn't sound anything like what he was describing on the wedding day when we met him, when we were talking about stuff.
Like, tell me about it.
Is that he has like a career and that he's all, ready to be a husband and settle down and stuff. So like that doesn't track with.
Tori's calling him out too. She's like, yeah, he's got a job at his parents' restaurant. But that's the only reason he has that job.
And his other job before that, his dad got for him. Has he done anything in his life on his own?
No.
I don't have time for a Build-A-Boy, is what she says.
Can I tell you, impressed by our initial read of Felipe.
Well.
I have to give us our flowers where we deserve them.
Sure.
Because this man is a man-child. He has done nothing on his own.
Right.
He thinks that you are now going to be his mommy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's going to continue to be frustrated by him.
Yeah. This is going to be annoying. So, like, do you want to do this for the rest of your life? Because I think Tori's already feeling the weight of that, where then she's looking around, too, where she's like, hey, if something happened with my dog, I can't even trust him to take care of the dog. Like, how am I going to have a kid with this guy?
Yeah, the children they were talking about in the last set of episodes.
Yeah, the 3 or 4, 8 children.
The ones he only wants because his wife wants them.
Yeah, because then he'll be on board, too. Mm-hmm. Again. Not good. Yeah, Tori's like, oh, thinking back on all this stuff now. Yeah, not looking good. The real telling part of where Tori's head is at is when it was her sister was asking her something, and she was like, "Do you think
she was asking if you think you would switch your decision before decision day?" Because she was saying right now I would say no.
Yeah,
not even undecided.
And her sister was like, "Well, do you think you would switch your decision?" And Tori goes, "Oh, I thought you were going to ask if I would switch husbands." Okay, well, that kind of should tell you where your mindset is.
Tell us which one you want. Come on, let's be messy.
Who would you trade? Who would you trade to? I don't know.
She wants somebody whose life is put together.
I would lean towards...
I don't think that's Adam.
No.
No.
Absolutely not. I would say Cam.
A Cam?
Cam
Okay.
is like, he's doing his own thing. He's like done stuff, his own, career that he's pursuing.
Maybe a Nick, because I think she would like somebody who doesn't really have a whole lot of personality.
He doesn't bring a lot to the table, but he can manage things that you give him.
Yeah, she's like,
maybe. We don't
can
know.
You take something off of my plate?
Right. I think that's the trouble with Nick. We don't know if he can manage what you give him.
Yeah.
Because
we've never seen him be put into action with
that. Yeah. Because can he be personable to family members? Yes. We did see that. He won Courtney's family over, even, despite her best efforts. So I don't know. Would Nick fit with Tori? I feel like she deserved better than Felipe. Felipe,
oh, for sure,
should not have been involved in this show in any way, shape, or form.
No, I think it's really sad because this was an experiment, in my opinion, for Felipe. If we give you the perfect woman, you're attracted to her. She has her life together. You have no complaints about her. Will you be able to commit to somebody?
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, and I think that was the excuse that he was building in his mind, was the reason why I'm so lonely is because I haven't found a good enough woman to help me ready myself to settle down here. Now he does have the perfect woman for him who is checking all these boxes and is ideal in all these different ways. And guess what? You still want to be a fuckboy.
Yeah, I think Felipe is always chasing that thing that's going to make him change.
Right.
And he thought that it was going to be a woman.
He always needs a new shiny thing. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah.
He gets home and she has baked a whole bunch of cookies.
Okay,
taken care of his mother's cat.
Yes.
And they sit down on the couch and she wants to have a conversation that I think he was annoyed to have because he wanted to enjoy the cookies.
Right.
Like a true little man child.
The way the conversation started too, because he flips the cat over and he's like, here, look, he loves this. And was just slapping his hand on the cat's belly and making a slapping sound with it. And with that, Tori's like, okay, on that note, I would like to discuss how the division of responsibility in our relationship is going. Mm-hmm. Not great. We need some notes here, some feedback for review time.
I think the flash upon Felipe's face was like, here it goes. This is usually where my relationships fall apart.
She's going to break up with me.
We're 4 weeks in.
Yep.
She's already got a whole list of things that I've been doing wrong.
The novelty is wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think
she's held her tongue for long enough.
Yeah.
Now the truth's going to come out.
I've found her breaking point, and it's about 4 weeks.
She doesn't trust him with the dog. She tells him that.
Yeah.
He seems surprised. Part of the problem is he sleeps in until past 10, 11 a.m. sometimes, and she's on work calls all morning. She needs someone to help her walk the dog, and he's home, so you think you could wake up and do that?
Yeah, I'll do that. If you need me to do that every once in a while, that's fine.
And
she's
also,
like, well, I usually have meetings all morning. Yeah. He's like, okay, sure, every morning. If you wanted to be every morning, I'll do every morning. I'll wake up, I'll walk the dog, and then I'll go back to sleep. Compromise.
Instead of starting the rest of my day.
No. I'll help you with the dog, and then I'll go back to sleep.
And also, she doesn't want to be taking the trash out because this is an inside jobs versus outside jobs home.
Yeah, sort of a distinction.
Trash is the outside jobs. That's you.
Yeah. So step it up. We're going to need to see some improvement here.
You know what's bullshit? His place looked impeccable.
I still thought it was a B&B. I thought it was an Airbnb.
Yeah. No, I don't think he spends any time there.
Right.
That or they had a cleaning crew come in. Because his family was like, there's no way this place.
I'm sure his mom did a walkthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had 4 cleaning people in there for 8 hours.
Because that's what I was randomly listening to Tom Petty this week, and it was the song that came to mind. I was like, oh, this is Tori. She's a good girl. Loves Felipe's mom.
Now you're going to have to sing the whole thing.
She loves Jesus in America too. Yeah, pretty much. So that's Tori, man. That's her.
He's not into it.
Unfortunately. But he's trying to hold on to this dream. He doesn't want to let it go because he's like, this is my last this is my last chance of like not fucking something up in my life. Mm-hmm. This would be really good if I didn't blow this. Or
I mean, what are his parents going to think when they're like, you had the ideal woman and you blew it, Felipe?
Yeah.
Just like you messed up your job at Microsoft.
You blew that. Yep.
I'm sure he's not doing the greatest job at the restaurant, but he's their son, so
yeah,
kind of stuck employing him because he can't do anything else.
No, but he wants to change.
Of course.
Of course you do. Yeah, because you're a piece of shit. You're unreliable and you're a failure. So, like, yes, you should want to change. Change, though. Like, that's the part that's not happening.
Right. Well, that's what she's leaving him to do because she's like, cool. You say it, you do it. That's not my job to facilitate the change in your life.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Finally, somebody told him.
I was also really taken aback by how exhausted he seems in these episodes. His eyes are bloodshot.
Yeah.
He is talking really slowly, like he hasn't slept in multiple days.
Well, his ears were red in this conversation. I was like, had he been drinking a little?
Oh, I think he got upset.
Oh, okay.
Because he said that he thought things were going well, and then she was like, I disagree.
Yeah,
not disagree.
So not so good. Definitely not.
The group therapy session. The
recommitment for them. I thought Paul was going to hip toss people at certain stages, like the outfit that he had on. Oh. He looked like he was there for like a taekwondo.
I thought it was giving like Milli Vanilli.
Oh, okay.
A little brooch.
Yeah. Yeah. It felt
he definitely had some very baggy pants on.
It felt Matrixy to me a little bit.
Yeah.
In the dojo, teaching him karate or whatever. So it was a little bit of that. But yeah, there was a little confrontation here. I thought he was going to hip toss Felipe through the table at one point.
Everybody's tired of Felipe.
Yeah.
Tori's most tired of his indecisiveness because it's all great that he keeps saying how attracted to her he is and how great she is and how he wants to be with her. But then he says he's not ready for marriage.
Well, he keeps caveating this because he's like, I'm not unsure about Tori. Tori's awesome. Tori's amazing. I'm just not sure about the institution of marriage. And it's like, well, you do know the show that you signed up for, right, Felipe? Mm-hmm. The name of it, what the concept was, what you were doing. And so that's where Paul has to kind of point out some of the inconsistencies here in Felipe's story, where the reason why he signed up for Married at First Sight was because the single life, as fun as it was and as free as it was, he was very lonely. And so here we've given you
the solution,
the companion that you've asked for. And now you're saying, oh, well, I don't know. It's a lot to commit to. Okay, well, you are going to be your own worst enemy when it comes to this. You need to get out of the way and stop doing the same shit that you've been doing.
I don't believe that he ever really wanted to be here.
I think that's what it really comes down to.
I believe that his family signed him up for this show or convinced him to do it because they are tired of him.
Right.
And they were like, he just needs to get married.
Everybody at the reception said, like, he's your problem now, girl.
Yeah.
Like, everybody was trying to hand him off.
They were loading him off on somebody else. They were like, look, she's great.
She's awesome.
She'll be able to manage you.
She could do it.
And she's like, I don't want to manage him.
She says, I am more than capable. But I'm not doing that. Yes. This is not my job. This is not what I signed up for.
You know what? People on these shows talk about boundaries a lot. I'm like, this is a woman who has good boundaries.
Yes. Because she's like, you're struggling with that? Mm-hmm. That decision? It's your decision.
That's you thing. I'm not here to talk you into wanting to be with me.
I don't need to convince you.
And I'm not here to babysit you.
I'm a catch. So, like, take it or leave it, Yeah,
he wasn't ready for that.
No, I don't think so. I think he wanted more of a, I'll help you. I'll get you to do the any of the babying shit that normally comes along with everyone else that he's ever interacted with in his life. He was wanting Tori to do that. And instead, it's like, nope, here's your dose of reality. It's your time to stand up.
Some tough love.
On your own 2 feet and go figure this out.
The only thing that I think gets through to him is when Paul's like, well, Tori's going to be in a relationship after this show if you don't stay with her. So what scares you more, being alone or seeing Tori with somebody else?
Felipe's like, oh, I don't want Tori with anybody else. That'd be very upsetting. Yeah. So probably that one. Yeah. Oh, so then, that makes sense. Yeah. So then, yeah, I picked Tori. My answer would be yes on decision day. That was a revelation. That was a breakthrough. Was it? No. I think you found your out. Felipe is still trying to avoid to do the work. He's avoiding the emotional work. He's avoiding work in general, just in his entire life. He does not want to put effort in.
Oh, I think his entire life has been about how do I put in the least amount of effort, but still get what I want out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because just the way that he apologizes to Tori, because that was the whole, oh, I'm so sorry. Because I think that was the conversation after therapy. Oh, you didn't defend me in front of the group, and there was a lot of things that were being said that weren't true, and you should defend your partner and stuff. I feel like that's part. Paul was saying mean stuff about me, and you didn't jump to my defense. And Tori's like,
he just stares into the camera.
She didn't say anything. She didn't react at all. No emotional response.
I would love for her to say, though, to tell you the truth, I didn't disagree with some of the things that were being said.
I would have disagreed had I been in disagreement with what was being said.
Yeah.
So I think that should be a rude awakening for you as well.
Then Paul kind of gets into it with Felipe. Because Felipe's like, I don't need to convince you. The only person I need to convince is Tori. Tori's the only one who has to think that I'm whole-assing it instead of half-assing it, Paul.
Well, you're assholing it, I think, is the not whole-assing, but yeah.
Yeah, he was not happy with that.
But Paul's like, look, you're just trying to be disrespectful now. So I'm going to go ahead and check that, because that's not what we're here for. That's not what you're not going to be able to just go ahead and do that. So then Felipe backs off. He does.
Whoa, man.
Whoa.
I wasn't trying to start a fight.
Yeah, I wasn't, trying to be a problem.
He's like, I need to use the bathroom. I need to go do a bump in the bathroom. This is too much. You want to just skip to therapy with Paul?
Yeah, because it was mostly the after therapy stuff was just him oh, please give me another week.
The same thing he's been saying.
Please, give me a week.
Let me show you how much I want to be with you.
I'll make it up to you. And Tori's like, all right, I'll believe it when I see it. And the only thing, because even that, it was still a heavy conversation at that point. And then he started making fun of other couples who are worse off. And that's when Tori lightened up. And that was when it got lighter. And it's is that what's going to keep you guys together? Is comparing your relationship to other relationships that are worse than yours? Is that the only saving grace?
She gets a giggle here and there.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, all right. Well, we'll go to therapy with Paul. And that was where we had to check in with the emotional manipulation stuff. No, that's not what's happening. Okay. That was just her interpretation of what was happening, but that wasn't his intention.
So the funny thing about this conversation is Paul is the one who pitches the idea of when people are married for a very long time, they had no way of knowing for sure what their relationship was going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, right? So Felipe, all you need to do is focus on today. How do you feel about Tori today? And then decide from there if you're all in.
I feel good. I feel good today. So today, yes. Today is a yes.
And he acts like this is a big revelation.
That's the breakthrough. Yes.
Now, this is funny because later when they go to the group dinner, the other couples get on Felipe's back about this idea of just focusing on today.
Yes.
Even though that came from Paul.
Right. Well, I think Paul was framing it in a way to make Felipe understand it. But then I think the issue is that Felipe doesn't realize how fickle he is. Where it's today you choose Tori. But the point is, you have to commit to choosing Tori every day.
Right.
So even when it's hard.
Okay, I see your point. Because when Felipe's I don't know what tomorrow will bring.
Right.
Maybe I won't be into Tori tomorrow.
That's
the problem.
That's the problem. Because then if you then you are going off of your emotional feelings in that moment for that day. You had a bad day. Oh, I don't want to be with Tori anymore.
Someone hotter walks into your restaurant.
I don't want to be with Tori anymore. So like, that's the problem, is that's a difference than commitment, though. Commitment is saying, well, I'm choosing to be with Tori because we're building something together. That is the element that's missing. Because like, that's a way to approach it for Felipe's mindset of like taking it day by day and not thinking about eternity, the rest of your life.
That's too much for him.
That feels
He is
overwhelming.
a day by day kind of guy.
He's a day by day sort of play it by ear, see what the plans are and how things are going to shake out.
So they go on a sauna date the next day, which was clearly put together by production.
Yeah, this is a very bachelor sort of date that happens here.
Can I tell you, like, I was impressed by the amount of things you can do in Seattle for a date.
It's true. Yeah, because we had the hot tub boat too.
That looked fun, although I was kind of like, germs, I don't know.
Well,
but it was interesting. And then the sauna.
Yeah.
This looked very enjoyable, but I couldn't get over watching Tori try to eat the charcuterie board because she very obviously has no sensation in her lips because she has put so much lip filler in them. Did you see her trying to chew? Like, she was really struggling. I thought she was going to choke on something.
I'm worried she's going to bite her lip. She's not going to feel it.
Yeah.
It's just going to swell up even more. Yeah, it's going to be a whole thing. Oh, the sauna date. I think this was just Felipe's reason to get Tori into a bikini, too, was the main motivation for the date. So that, I mean,
I don't know. The whole thing felt really inauthentic to me on his end, because then he pulls out a framed picture from their wedding, and I'm like, okay.
It wasn't even that great of a picture.
Again, somebody from production did that for you, or your sister was like, you better bring her a gift.
Yes.
Because things are in the shitter right now. So I wasn't that impressed by him.
No.
I was impressed by the venue, just not by him.
Yeah.
Group dinner.
Therapy fixed him.
Yeah, he's glad to report that he had a 30-minute therapy session with Paul.
Uh-huh.
And now he only wants to be with Tori.
Yes, fixed him. The Cody Brown School of Therapy that took place here, where one session and all better. Yeah, don't need to go back ever again and don't have to worry about that. So yeah, now I'm just taking it day by day. And that's when everybody's like, you are taking it day by day. But that's the problem, Felipe. It's you, because eventually there will be a day where you're going to say, nope, not into it. It's going to happen.
Adam was calling him out too. Like, how'd you go from struggling so much every day with whether or not you're going to be able to be in a monogamous relationship to now you went to therapy one time and you're fine?
He called him a clown. You're here with this clown.
Which was ironic coming from Adam.
Saying a lot.
Who dresses much like a clown. And acts like a clown.
I mean, yeah, it takes one to know one, I suppose. Michelle's trying to point out again. Yeah, do you know the name of the show that you signed up for? It's kind of that's the hard part here, is that you are married, right? Like, that's the issue.
Yeah,
you're still trying to date and be in like a weird sort of vague level of commitment that's happening, but not necessarily marriage for life.
Criticism of Michelle.
Okay.
I can't stop going in on her.
Okay.
But again, it's like she has to have someone else say something negative about another person's relationship, and then she kind of piles on.
Okay.
Even though I did understand her point, because like, this isn't dating at first sight. And that is how Felipe is treating it.
Yes.
Where he's not even deciding if he wants to be married. It's like, do I just even want to be in a relationship?
Yeah, commitment's real hard for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do this whole commitment
I don't know
thing.
if I can even say that I want to be in a committed relationship with another person.
It's kind of scary.
Never mind a marriage.
Yeah. Oh, well, and then that's just drawing up more of Tori's frustrations, because she's like, well, I don't want an indecisive man baby child who, that's what I have right now, is where this guy who can't even get his own self figured out. So how are we going to be together and move forward together We can't. So that's been the frustrating part for Tori. That's what she's struggling with. Mm-hmm. And I mean, a few times during these blocks of episodes, she was talking about how her answer would be no right now. As things stand, it's a no for me.
Good.
It's about time. It
should be a no.
It's about time. Yeah.
Cam, this is the point where he then chimes in, and it's not just about their relationship.
Oh.
So on their side of the table, we have also Sean and Nikki and Devin and Caitlin.
Yes, on Felipe and Tori's side of the table.
Yes, they're all sitting on the opposite side from Cam and Michelle. And he says, your whole side of the table, to be honest, should just leave.
Like, I think you guys are done.
Like, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
It was like,
so he just like axed half of the couples who are left.
Yeah.
And honestly, he could throw Adam and Marissa into the mix too, man. Just lump them in.
Go over there.
Yeah, you guys better swing onto that side too.
All right, let's take a break and we'll come back with Cam and Michelle. I don't know what happened with them this episode. I think that production had a conversation when they were like, you guys are knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
Like, you're by far, obviously, the best couple. So that means that we need you two to step it up and be like the facilitators of group events.
You're the leaders now. Yeah. Because we were kind of delegating that to Adam and Marissa, but now they've been fighting. Now it's kind of come out that like it's not working great.
They got a little bit of an opportunity to be a little judgy.
Yes.
And they ran with it, both of them.
Hey, yeah. You give them an inch, they're going to take a mile here. Yeah. That's what's going on. But I think Cameron's been talking to Felipe too much or listening. He's been hearing Felipe in group session.
Felipe should stop talking.
Yeah, Felipe
he's getting in his head.
Yeah, because Cameron's like, I'm worried about losing the passion of the Cameron now.
Yeah, like, can we stop talking about this?
Passion.
Also, I don't know.
Anna Johnston is sponsoring
Fizz for Passion.
Fizz for Passion. Passion.
He's worried about like long term. They've been having a great relationship so far. They haven't really had any issues, but life is a challenge.
Like a box of chocolates. Oh,
and what happens when you get a gross little chocolate you don't like?
Yeah. Sometimes it's got some nuts in it that you don't know about.
Maybe that'll be the end of your relationship.
Right. Well, I think that's the struggle, right? Is where he's like, things are so perfect. We're like, it's not going to be perfect forever. So yeah, it's easy to say yes on decision day while things are perfect, but we haven't faced like
any adversity in this relationship at all.
None whatsoever. So we've had no hurdles to jump. We don't know what that's going to be like or how our temperament's going to change or what the dynamics are going to be or how we communicate about that. So I think the other part of it is that he's a little bit of a negative Nelly. I think he's got some anxiety thoughts, some depressive thoughts, and he's not sharing all of those.
He's been really trying to keep up with Michelle, who is extremely optimistic.
Right.
And that is not his default setting.
No. So he's been trying to go along with this because I think that the outburst at the couple's dinner was some of those negative thoughts kind of flying around here. He's letting them loose a little bit more. Because I think he was nervous about if I, kind of go at this with like my full thought process of maybe some of the not so positive things that bounce around in my head every once in a while, I might scare Michelle off. So I don't want to do that. Things are going pretty good.
Yeah. She did have some good advice where she was saying, you can't expect perfection because that's just going to set you up for disappointment.
I mean, obviously, no relationship is perfect forever. Yeah. Like, no, you'll have times where it's good, and then you're gonna run into issues. It's life. Yeah.
I just don't understand really what he's struggling with because, like, in my opinion, it's like your relationship has been going really well. So you're going to go to decision day by the end of this in like a week. Right? Just say yes because it's been going well.
Yeah.
What are you going to say no because you think that maybe at some point in the future you may face something where it may not go as well as it's been going?
Yes.
But you don't know that for sure.
Correct.
So you'd rather just say no even though you're already married.
I think that's what he's looking for outs. Like it's a
He's
commitment. It's a commitment avoidance thing that he's doing too, of like, well, what if this, what if? And it's just like, well, obviously if you get to that point, there's going to be a lot of time that's passed here, but it's also worrying about sort of like, how do you keep that spark? How do you keep learning new things about somebody that you've been with for 20 years? And
which that comes up at group therapy.
Yeah.
And Paul's like, you just got to stay curious.
Right, Felipe? Right? Yeah.
That's the problem. Felipe is too curious. Curious about everybody.
He's curious about people outside of his marriage, unfortunately.
They talk about the fact that Cam has been driving 3 hours from wherever he's working in Portland, right? Back to stay in Seattle just for the night to sleep next to Michelle.
Yeah, because he's like, well, I could stay, once the coaching wraps up and stuff, I could stay at my place in Portland and then drive out the next morning. But I've been driving at night, so then that way I can at least spend the night with Michelle when I get back. So it's these different
You know what this
steps.
reminded me of?
Oh, God.
This reminded me of Seven Little Johnstons.
Oh.
When Trent was going in on Jonah.
Yes.
About how he didn't understand why Jonah wouldn't get in his car and be driving for hours to go see Ashley when he had a day off, because that's what he would do when he was dating Amber.
Courting.
I wanted to say courting and then
courting.
I didn't.
Yeah, basically. It's kind of like that.
It's exactly like that.
It's love in action is what Paul deems it here. So that's what we get to see, is that, yes, this is what we're talking about, where there's, not even consideration, because I was going to look at Caitlin for that one. Is like considering your partner on that of, I would like to spend time with them. So I'll go out of my way to drive the 3 hours tonight to make sure that I can be with them.
Caitlin doesn't have that desire.
She doesn't have that. Yeah. So that's tough to then have those gestures or show that in those ways. So there's just like these different elements that are showing up in some of the other relationships here as well.
Cam finally has a bad day, which I think you can look at this, even though you haven't had a big struggle in your relationship, that this is an example of like something that can happen within your everyday life.
Right.
That doesn't have to be like an life-altering challenge.
No.
But it is something you're experiencing where if you don't have a good partner, they can make it worse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like, and I mean, for breaking down, it was just, he was a little depressy-bessy, So
he wasn't having the greatest day.
He was laying on the couch. He's like, I don't really want to talk about it. It's just, he's kind of going through it. He's in his head. He's kind of caught up in the feely feels a little bit. Everything feels like a chore. He's just kind of down, pessimistic a little bit mindset.
I don't know.
Here.
I questioned it because later on he was saying like, she's always so optimistic and like, I'm sad often.
Uh-huh.
I was like, do we maybe like have a struggle with like depression? That
I was thinking, he was worried like he doesn't want to like rub off on her
mood.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. He likes that her optimism is contagious for him. He doesn't want his depression to be contagious for her, type of a thing. So maybe that's a concern too. He's like worried about that.
I was just thinking, if that is something that you experience often, first of all, I hope that you've like gone to the resources that you should to see if like maybe there's something that could help you. But that's something she needs to be prepared for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like realistically, she should know that too, of like, yeah, this is,
and know how she can best help you.
Right. So I think that's where they are able to communicate well too, because then this was that instance where she was like, all right, you're not feeling great. Like, let's change it up. Like instead of
they go for a little picnic.
Yeah. Instead of sitting on the couch here and still like staying in this environment where your headspace is like, let's get out, let's get some fresh air. We'll walk the dogs. We'll go have a little picnic and sit on the bench, So like they're going out, she's getting him out and, just kind of breaking that up to kind of support. It's a support system thing that's happening here and we're seeing it,
I don't have anything really to say about the dinner with her aunt and uncle.
Oh, it was just like that was the spark. How do you maintain that? We learned a little bit
kind
about
of inspired by them.
Yeah, it was inspiring. And they were, a little bit more about Michelle's upbringing because she like spent a lot of time with her aunt while her mom was working and stuff like that. So it was like kind of another, person who helped raise Michelle and was a big part of her life too. So it was mostly just kind of trying to see if they could get any advice from them, I guess.
Yeah. And then at the group dinner, in addition to telling half the table that they should just leave, he also shares about how he felt really guilty for feeling bad that day.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's not healthy.
Right. Well, and I think that's, again, the concern of like, I don't want to bring her down. Mm-hmm. So like if I'm in a bad mood, I don't want to put her in a bad mood because she's always in a good mood. So like, I don't want to, well, I know that's a whole other part. That's a whole other part.
Hopefully you're both two human beings who experience a wide range of emotions and that one day she might not have the best of days.
Right.
And let's see how you handle that.
What does that look like? Yeah. So I think it's those types of things to kind of be aware of and kind of take into consideration here.
All right. That's the first part of our recap. Make sure that you jump over to the second episode because we still have 3 more couples to go.
Something like that.